The courtroom smells faintly of varnish and tension. Everyone waits as Christine arrives. A woman once celebrated for her warmth and patience, now veiled in muted defiance. Cameras are prohibited, but were there any, this moment would be trending viral within minutes. She clutches a slim folder of files, the weight of 27 years between those sheets. Kody sits 2 rows in front, hands locked together, jaw clenched in that old half-smile used to melting television audiences. Today it looks like armor. The wives are seated scattered about, Robin on either side of him, Janelle in the back, Mary avoiding everyone's eyes. It is not so much a trial as a family wake. The judge makes an audible clearing of her throat. Mrs. Brown, you're alleging emotional and financial manipulation in your spiritual marriage, yes? Christine gives one nod. Her voice does not shake. Yes, Your Honor. I was told to believe in love as obedience for decades. But it wasn't love, it was control. Gasps travel through the benches. Even Robin looks down. The air becomes thick, and for an instant the room forgets to breathe. Retention booster, they thought the cameras captured it all. But the real story never made it on the air. Flashbacks flash through Christina's initial testimony. Laughter around the long dinner tables, rehearsed smiles for the show, hushed promises of forever. Each memory is ironic now, each one a silent witness against him. Kody's attorney rises, smooth and polished. Mrs. Brown, wasn't it true that you financially benefited with the homes the fame? Christine intercedes softly. Yes. But the price wasn't money. It was me. The statement crashes like a lightning bolt. Even the stenographer pauses before resuming. The judge's gavel taps once. We'll take a brief recess before cross-examination. Chairs scrape, whispers swell, and Christine exhales for the first time in what feels like years. She glances toward Janelle, who gives her a single trembling nod. What Christine doesn't know is that someone else in this courtroom is hiding a secret that could flip the entire case. The recess ends. The truth, however, seems just breaking. The recess is ended with the sound of footsteps and tension. Christine returns to the stand, her hands folded, as if in prayer for serenity. Across the room, Kody leans forward over his attorney, whispering, his voice low but biting. The courtroom is chillier now, the kind of cold that seeps into your bones, not air-conditioned, but that realization that truth is going to become very intimate. The attorney moves forward. Mrs. Brown, you claim to have been manipulated. But didn't you consent to plural marriage of your own free will? Christine doesn't flinch. I consented to love. I did not consent to disappear. The lawyer grimaces, pacing. You disappeared? You showed up on a national TV show. Her answer is gentler but heavier. The world saw what he wanted them to see. What happened when the cameras stopped? Robin shifts uncomfortably in her chair. The imagination camera zooms in on her. The youngest wife, the most devoted, eyes darting, fists clenched in her lap. She's got something. Something that doesn't only tear marriages apart. It kills lives. Retention booster. The loudest mouth in the room isn't always the person hiding the biggest secret. Sometimes it's the one sitting quietly while the whole thing blows up. Christina's attorney rises to her feet. Objection. Badgering. The judge nods, weary but alert. Sustained. Let's continue. But Kody refuses to be silenced. She's twisting everything around. She's angry because I did move on with someone who understands loyalty. The judge pounds the gavel. Brown, please rein yourself in. Christine slowly inclines her head, gazing into his eyes. There is no anger there, only exhaustion. I never intended to shatter you, Kody. I just wanted you to admit what you'd done. The room is silent again. Janelle wipes at her eyes. Mary slumps deeper into her chair. Robin looks ready to run. The judge orders a final brief recess to review evidence. A set of sealed envelopes Christina's lawyer just brought. Inside the envelopes is something no one was expecting. Handwritten notes, receipts, and one small flash drive labeled Covenant Night 2015. That flash drive will cover it all, but the person who brought it to court isn't the one Christine thinks. The courtroom lights dim ever so subtly as the judge allows the presentation of evidence. Christine straightens up, her heart pounding so loudly she can hear it over the hum of the projector. The clerk inserts the flash drive. On the screen the header reads in shaky script, Covenant Night 2015. A television comes on for real. The family's actual living room appears warm and candlelit, the same living room viewers saw 100 times on TV. But this is not footage from the show. It's grainy undercover, shot by some unknown individual concealed behind something. Kody's voice thunders in the room. Forceful, sermonesque. A wife's submission creates harmony. Without submission, the covenant is broken. His voice is deliberate, nearly scripted. Christina's younger voice trembles off camera. But what if love is losing? The screen freezes. Gasps ripple through the audience. The date stamp is 2 weeks prior to their eventual breakup. Christina's eyes well up. I didn't even realize that this was taped. The judge hunches forward. Who provided this testimony? Her lawyer hesitates. It was filed anonymously, Your Honor. Kody springs to his feet. Anonymous? Or planted? His voice shatters with fury. Robin grabs his arm softly. Sit down, please. But her hand shakes. Not of him, but with shame. Something in this court must know whose secret is hidden in that video, and they've held it close for years. The judge orders the video to be replayed frame by frame. At its end, Christina's face relaxes. Agony and vindication mixed. But then the next file in the flash drive autoloads. An audio recording, short, muted. Robin's voice. If Christine leaves, we could lose everything. Maybe best just if she quietly transfers her share. The room erupts. Robin's face whitens. That is taken out of context. Kody stares at her, betrayal and disbelief twisting his features. You told me you'd never. The judge slams the gavel. Order. Order. Christine's attorney rises calmly. Your Honor, this recording changes the entire narrative. We're not just talking about emotional manipulation anymore, we're talking about coordinated coercion. But the real surprise isn't what's been discovered. It's who appears in the courtroom next with the very same camera that caught it all. The doors screech open between hearings, a sound so small, but it slices through the gossip like glass. Everyone's attention turns. In the doorway is Aspen, Christine and Kody's eldest daughter. She looks older, harder, with a battered camera in both hands. Your Honor, she goes on, voice trembling but resolute, I made that video. And I have others. A gasp of astonishment ripples through the courtroom like a tide. Christina's eyes widen. She's torn between pride and fear. Kody's face bleaches, jaw set in tension until it quakes. Aspen steps closer to the camera, setting the camera down on the evidence table. I recorded that night because I was tired of hearing about lies, tired of faking like we were happy. Mom didn't know. None of them did. Kody's attorney objects, but the judge silences him with a glance. Let her continue. Aspen continues, her voice cracking. Dad said loyalty was being quiet. He said that speaking back was betrayal. But watching Mom cry in the locked rooms, that was the betrayal. Christina's tears finally come, one after another, quietly and softly. Kody looks at her, but she doesn't look back. The truth has a way of showing up, even when it arrives on the shoulders of the people you never expected to speak. Robin adjusts in her seat, saying something under her breath. Janelle catches it, we should have stopped him years ago. The words hang between them. The judge braces his elbows on the bench. Brown, you said you have more recordings? Aspen nods. Yes, Your Honor. But this is not merely about Mom. This is about money, and manipulation of the children's trust funds. The room erupts again, gasps, murmurs, disbelief. Christine's lawyer exchanges a stunned glance with his assistant. Kody's face twists, anger rising like wildfire. You're lying, he shouts, standing up. You've been poisoned against me. Aspen's voice breaks but doesn't falter. Maybe. But lies can't erase what's on that camera. The judge orders the bailiff to seal the new evidence. Court reconvenes tomorrow morning to review. All parties stand down until then. As the folks stand up from their seats, Christine takes her daughter's hand, their fingers trembling as they intertwine. Tomorrow, when those photographs from that camera are displayed, it won't just win a case, it will decide what this family is all about. Morning sun slashes through the blinds, casting narrow stripes of gold on the courtroom floor. Christine sits still, hands folded, eyes still red from sleep deprivation. Beside her, Aspen holds that same camera, now packaged and labeled as formal evidence. Whispers buzz in the air. Everyone can feel that something monumental is about to happen. Kody is late. His bravado thins now, stretched too far over fear. Robin brings up the rear, her face pale, eyes darting to the bailiff standing guard beside the evidence table. Janelle and Mary are distant, two ghostly images of a family that once professed oneness. The judge restores order to the proceeding. Play the next file. A fresh video fills the screen, this one clearer, shot illicitly in the family's previous Arizona home office. Kody is sitting at his desk speaking with Robin. His voice is low, calculated. If we just quietly get Christina's name removed off the business accounts, she won't have standing later. She thinks love justifies everything. The courtroom freezes. Christine is holding her breath. Robin's lip is trembling. That's not what it sounds like. Christina's lawyer stands. Your Honor, this is an obvious case of premeditated economic coercion. The judge nods sharply. Brown, would you like to respond? Kody stands, anger and fear smothering one another. It was a misunderstanding. We were protecting the family fortune. She agreed to live this life. Christine finally speaks, her voice as unflappable as stone. I agreed to love, not to lose myself. And by no means to be wiped away. Her words strike like lightning. Janelle covers her mouth. Mary lowers her head, shaking it. Robin can't even lift her eyes. When truth speaks for itself, even silence is confession. Aspen wipes her eye, whispering he said to trust him. Christine clutches her hand tighter. I did too once. The judge orders a brief adjournment for the checking of papers. Reporters throng outside to get a glimpse, though no cameras are allowed inside. The courtroom drains slowly, though the tension remains. Dense, weighty, impenetrable. Christine lingers by the door, glancing back at Kody. He sits alone now, staring at the ground. A man realizing the kingdom he built on love is crumbling because of the strength of his own words. But tomorrow's testimony will show something deeper. A betrayal even Christine isn't ready to face. The rain persists. It's as though the sky itself won't let the Brown family leave unharmed. In the courthouse there is tension hanging in the air. Each whisper, each breath feels amplified. Christine is seated beside her lawyer, tired but watchful. The judge says we have one final witness before closing arguments. Everyone expects another ex-wife, maybe an old family friend. But when the door opens, it isn't a wife. It's Nathan, Kody's longtime business partner. The man who used to be caught giggling with him at family barbecues, now walks in carrying a manila envelope with confidential, Brown family holdings written on it. Kody's face goes white. He's not supposed to. The judge raises a hand. Brown, shut up. Nathan comes forward. His voice is firm but flat. Your Honor, I've testified because I can no longer cover for him. Kody invested the family trust funds in his own investments, including Robin's business selling jewelry, and 2 private parcels of real estate that are being held in shell companies. Christina's lawyer leans back in horror. You're stating he siphoned communal funds into private accounts? Nathan nods. Yes. And he did it in the name of equal support for all the wives. Robin gasps, her head shaking. That's not true. Nathan pulls out a document. He told me to list your name as part owner. The courtroom erupts in mutterings and shock. Kody grips the table so hard his knuckles whiten. You betrayed me, Nathan. Nathan's retort cuts through. You betrayed everyone else first. All deceptions ultimately run out, and Kody's just hit rock bottom. Christine drops her head, her tears flowing freely now. For an instant, the hard, combative woman of trial's first day seems vulnerable once more. But only for an instant. She looks up, her eyes locking with Kody's in wordless resolve. I trusted you, she says softly. You sold it. The judge insists on order, her voice quavering slightly. The evidence will be heard. Court will reconvene tomorrow for final arguments. Everyone else stands, but Kody is still seated, staring blankly into the distance. A man watching the walls of his empire come tumbling down brick by brick. But Christine doesn't know yet that tomorrow's verdict will come with a ruling, one that will set her free whole or break her all over again. The courthouse is subdued. Outside, a storm has blown over, wetting the streets to a gleam and slide, much as the public's court is waiting with bated breath for a verdict. Christine comes into the room, each step cautious, determined. Aspen follows, silent but vigilant, while Kody drags himself behind, the weight of every secret pressing down on him. The judge clears her throat. We've reviewed all evidence, testimony, and recordings. It's now time for the verdict. Kody shifts nervously, glancing at Robin. Her hand squeezes his, but he looks past her, eyes locked on Christine. The judge's gaze sweeps the room. It's clear that Mrs. Brown was subjected to years of financial and emotional manipulation. The court is in Christine Brown's favor. She will be returned to sole authority over the accounts in question, and damages will be ordered for losses incurred under duress. Gasps echo through the courtroom. Christine exhales a shaking but triumphant sigh. She feels the weight of decades sliding off but not entirely in places. Scars will remain, hidden to the world but thoroughly personal. Kody is stuck, mouth agape, as if hearing the verdict in slow motion. Robin rests her head on his shoulder, softly mourning the empire and the faith they've lost together. Justice isn't always punishment, sometimes it's reclaiming yourself from those who tried to take it. Christine looks at the other wives. Janelle blinks away tears. Mary makes a single nod of approval, a small one. Even Robin, racked and shaken, conveys silent acceptance. A recognition that truth, no matter how horrible, is strong. Christine emerges outside later, sunlight glinting off the courthouse steps. Aspen is close behind her. Was it worth it? She wants to know. Christine smiles weakly, lips pinched together with relief and sorrow. It always is, she whispers. Because ultimately you can't change what happened, but you can take back your life. As they walk down the stairs together, the camera would pan up, embracing the city skyline agleam with possibility, hope, and hard-won reality. Now let us know in the comments. If you were Christine, would you have battled for the truth in the same way? Or walked out years ago? We'd love to know your thoughts. The storm has gone, but the echoes of betrayal, courage, and strength remain. A reminder that in even the most shattered families, it is possible to find strength through truth.